just because he accidentally bumped into a delivery rider while walking. The wealthy kid grabbed the food on purpose and threw it hard on the ground. After that, he even showed a smug smile. He had no idea who he just messed with.
나 진짜.
With his incredible riding skills, the delivery rider weaved through heavy traffic with ease and eventually blocked that arrogant sports car. He did not choose to use force. Instead, he calmly placed the ruined food in front of the car.
아니 음식값 주셔야죠. 이거.
그냥 빨리 줘.
Not wanting to lose face in front of his girlfriend, the wealthy kid reluctantly paid the money. The delivery rider named Taejon was a man of principle and integrity. He worked hard to support his younger brother's education while saving money, dreaming of opening a small plant shop with his loving girlfriend. If not for the accident that was about to happen, they might have soon walked into the wedding hall together. Little did he know his life would completely flip in less than 2 days. After finishing work, he rested outside a convenience store when a phone suddenly rang from the bushes, pulling him into the abyss. A woman spoke from the other end, claiming to be the owner, begging him to return the phone, and promised a generous reward of 300,000 won. That amount was quite tempting for a delivery worker. He agreed without thinking too much. He went back to the convenience store to throw away the trash, then followed the address to a dark tunnel.
예, 안녕하세요. 저 지금 여기 터널 앞에 온 것 같은데 어디 계세요?
The owner said she was uncomfortable meeting a stranger and told him to leave the phone and the money in a phone box inside the tunnel. He took the money and was ready to leave without much thought when suddenly a truck rushed by at high speed, almost hitting him by the roadside.
아이 씨발 진짜 사람 있는데 진짜 운전을 아이 놀래라.
He had no idea this was not just a simple exchange, but the final step of a carefully set trap. The next day, while he was tending plants at home, plainclothes officers broke in and arrested him on suspicion of a serious crime. It turned out police found a young woman in the same tunnel, where he returned the phone the night before. Overnight, he went from a hard-working civilian to a hated villain. His personal information was exposed to the public. His soon-to-open plant shop was covered with harsh graffiti, even though he kept explaining he had never met the victim. The police had already labeled him the culprit. Luckily, his family and friends firmly believed in him. They hired a lawyer and gathered his activity records from that day. Because of his job, almost every minute was traceable. Soon, with everyone's effort, a minute-by-minute timeline was created.
이렇게까지 대단들 하십니다.
야, 난 이거 하면서 세상 태종이 진짜 미친놈이구나 생각 들더라.
나도 사람이 어떻게 쉬는 시간도 없이 일을 해? 이 정도 알리바이면 충분히 다퉈볼 수 있겠는데요. 아니, 우리가 이기겠는데?
In court, the lawyer confidently presented the evidence asking for acquittal, but the prosecution calmly replied. They had a similar timeline showing he delivered food to the victim's building on that day. Normally, he would finish delivery in 3 minutes, but this time he stayed for 7 minutes. So what was he doing with the extra time? He explained in a hurry. He saw a plant drying under the sun and kindly moved it and left a note, but the prosecution responded coldly, saying no plant or note was found at the scene. Then they showed a surveillance video where he was dragging a black suitcase with effort toward an area with no cameras. That suitcase looked similar to the one found at the crime scene. He then remembered an old lady asking for help, but he had no way to prove she existed, so his kind act became a suspicious point in court. They also played footage showing he was holding the victim's phone at the convenience store. He described the strange phone return in detail, but that only made things worse, because the tunnel was also where the victim was found.
이 사체가 유기된 장소에서 불과 몇십 미터 떨어진 곳에서 피해자의 핸드폰을 누구에게 돌려줬습니까?
Even more disturbing was the satellite data from the victim's phone. Its path matched his movements almost exactly over the past 2 days. This was no longer coincidence but someone following and copying his route. If everything before could be seen as a setup, then the final piece of evidence pushed him to the edge completely. They found his DNA in the victim's remains. Match rate was 99.9.
7분 동안 화분을 돌봤다고? 욕조에 따뜻함을 다시 받으러 간 거 아닙니까? 그것도 한 7분 정도 걸렸을 것 같은데.
At the same time at the scene, they also found a bracelet, the matching bracelet his girlfriend once gave him. Every coincidence turned into certainty. Every kind act became suspicion. When all evidence pointed at him, he completely broke down. What hurt him most was that even his loving girlfriend began to doubt because of the bracelet. She tearfully asked where it went, but he could not remember at all.
반성하는 태도를 보여야 형량 적게 받는다고. 오빠가 말해줘. 기다리지 말라고. 나 기다리는 거 잘 못해.
After speaking, she took off her bracelet, placed it on the table, and walked away. That simple act announced the end of their love and crushed the last piece of his spirit.